I-35 West Mississippi River Bridge was an 8-lane steel truss arch bridge that carried interstate I-35 West traffic across the Mississippi River in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
The construction on it was started in 1964 by ERCON Incorporated and the Industrial Construction Company. It opened to the public in November 1967.
It spanned a gap of 1,907 feet across the river. The bridge connected the Minneapolis neighborhoods of Downtown East and Marcy Holmes. The bridge collapsed on August 1, 2007 during evening rush hour. The bridge collapsed when many cars were backed up on the bridge, falling from the central span. Dozens of cars fell more than 60 feet, some landing on top of one another.
Some cars were fully submerged in the banks of the river, while others were stranded on the collapsed sections of the bridge. Several vehicles caught on fire. The Minneapolis Fire Department arrived to the disaster in 6 minutes, helping civilians who were trapped in their cars. Rescue of victims stranded on the bridge took 3 hours to complete.
145 patients were transported to a nearby hospital to get immediate medical attention. The next morning, rescue efforts shifted their focus to recovery bodies from the water and the rubble. This took 3 weeks to complete. Investigation efforts began after all of the victims were recovered. The National Transportation Safety Board led the investigation, which took around 15 months to complete. The structure and construction of the bridge was determined to be the cause of the collapse. 13 people were killed and 145 injured in this disaster. Many of those injured had blunt trauma injuries and were taken to nearby hospitals. This collapse made it much harder for traffic to get to the other side of the river in that area, affecting local businesses and increasing traffic congestion on other roads. The total cost of the collapse to the state of Mississippi was estimated to be around $400,000 to $1 million per day.
Over time, the bridge's load increased due to an increase in traffic, with about 140,000 vehicles going across the bridge per day around the time of collapse. The load on the bridge also increased with construction taking place over the years. This construction laid down 2 inches of concrete over several years, increasing the dead load on the bridge by 20%.
The design of this bridge was not built to handle these increasing loads and not thought out well. The gusset plates were the primary cause of this bridge collapse because they were undersized for the bridge's load, only half an inch thick. Additionally, at the time of collapse, construction workers were working on the bridge. They added an additional 578,000 pounds to the load, consisting of sand, water, and construction vehicles. After this bridge collapsed, it led many other people around the country to inspect bridges of a similar truss design for any sign of failure.
The governor of Mississippi ordered a thorough inspection of all bridges in the state with a similar truss design. Federal officials also warned states to inspect any bridges similar to the one that collapsed.
After this disaster, some states took action to increase inspection on various bridges. A new, modern bridge was built in its place. The Mississippi River Bridge disaster was a tragic event that could have easily been prevented with more thorough inspections and actions taken based on the results of those inspections.
The Mississippi River Bridge was declared structurally deficient under one of its inspections. Several problems such as cracks and corrosion were known to exist in the bridge by inspectors before the collapse, but only limited action was taken to repair these problems.
In 2005, a federal inspection gave the bridge a 50 out of 100 for structural stability. If further steps would have been taken to improve the condition of this bridge, this collapse would probably have been preventable.